Hey YouTube, it's Jamie with Restoration Ridge, and today we're going to give this old outdated yellow wood bench a makeover. And first things first, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, give it a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos. I will warn you, I have been binge watching I should say, Bridgerton Season 2 for the second time, so this bench is probably going to represent that. So let's get into it, and I'll see you on the other side. For the supplies using in this video, they are going to be the cred cutter. I'm using Waverly in two colors, elephant and plaster. I'm using the clear wax, and I also have dark wax, which I will be adding on, giving it an antique-y vibe. And then I have my large clear wax brush, and then I have a medium-sized brush for the dark wax. And as far as paintbrushes go, I'm going to use my good old faithful Stahlmeister. It has seen better days, but it still works, never fails. Scruff sanding today, I'm going to use my Surf Prep sander, and I have a 120 grit sandpaper on here. I'm going to scruff the surface. There are some dings and imperfections on the surface of this bench, but I'm not going to try to make it absolutely perfect and flawless. I like the dings in it. It kind of gives it character, but I am going to just make sure it's very deglossed so that the paint can adhere very well to it. After scruff sanding, you know what you gotta do. You gotta wipe it down, get all the dust off, and get ready to paint. The first layer of paint is going to be the gray elephant color. It's going to be all over as the entire base for this piece, and I go in a bunch of different directions to make sure that there's a ton of character. Now I have the entire bench covered in the elephant gray color, and I decided to grab a black paint, and I'm going to just go along the edges everywhere with that. I will be showing layers of distressing. I want to show that I want black to peek through along with the gray, and then on top of it is going to be the white color. So you wait until your paint dries, and then you just kind of buff on a black color or any dark color, whatever you want to show as you distress. And I'm just going along where I kind of know where I'm already going to be making it look really aged, which is always along the edges and super fine details. We let the gray dry, and now I'm going to come in with the white color, and this white color is going to go all over on top of the gray and the black that I have added. Now, to make the top of the bench look like it has this faux stained finish, I'm gonna give it this gray tone. And what I do is I just kind of work in different streaks of the blacks and the grays, and I mix the whites with the grays and make it a lighter gray color. It gives it this slatey look, so it might not look so much as stained, but it definitely looks like it's a refinished top. I come in with my chippy brush, my blending brush, and this is going to give it the lines that I'm looking for to give it the appearance of, I would say, wood grain. And there's a bunch of different techniques you can do to blend and make this technique be accomplished, but I have good luck with this palm little chippy brush. Now here's my favorite part. I'm coming in with my dark wax. Now previously I did not realize I was not recording this part, but I did put my clear wax on already. You always want to use clear wax and then dark. Never just go straight into dark wax. The clear wax needs to seal the chalk paint before you apply the dark wax on top of the clear wax. If you don't, you're gonna apply the dark wax to the porous chalk paint and it's not going to look aged or antiqued, which is the goal when you are using this dark wax. It is going to look smudged and just dirty. Sometimes it looks burnt. It just doesn't look right. If you've ever done it, I'm sure, or if you haven't done it, it happens. I've done it a bunch of times, forgetting to go in and use my clear wax, and you have to redo it. Any wax that you put on, you can take back off with clear wax. But who wants to trace their steps backwards like that? But like I said, this is my favorite part. When you're using texture and you're using chalk paint, which provides a lot of character and texture, the dark wax is going to get into all of the characterized details, all the brush strokes, and that is what is so fun about painting, especially when you're trying to do, it's so much more fun when you do an aged, worn, distressed look. It's a lot of fun. You can get very creative. I decided to do a little bit of dry brushing around the feet of this just to maximize the detail there. I think it looks really nice when you have that contrast from light to dark and a lot of texture. I have the dark wax all over, and you can just very lightly dry brush a little white accents for a smooth, sort of distressed look. even though the wax is a protectant itself, I am going to spray some shellac on here. A bench is going to get a lot of wear and tear, and this is just going to add a protected durability to it. Here's an up-close look. These are some of my favorite ways to paint furniture. I love the texture. I love how much character texture gives it. I feel like the different layers and the brush strokes in the different directions, it tells a story. By looking at this bench now, you would not think that it was that yellow, worn out, dated piece of furniture. And I told you Bridgerton was the vibe. I urge you go watch the show and watch it again. It is so good. I can't wait to list this piece and see where it goes, even though I will be very sad to see it go because it is so beautiful and just a very classic, simple piece, very sweet. It's gonna make a home happy.